I have a question for you. Do you think you have more negative thoughts or do you think you have more positive thoughts? Usually people say, well, I have some positive, some negative. It's usually half and half. I try to be positive, but I worry about stuff and that turns into negative thinking. And I try my best, but it's about half and half. I think you would be really shocked when you realize that you probably have way more. You probably have 90% of your thoughts are probably negative. And you probably don't even realize this because you're so in them, you know what I mean? Like when you're thinking, you're so kind of like following this story of thought that you're not even really analyzing from a bird's eye view of like, wow, I'm thinking negatively so much, like every single day. This is how I'm living my life. Um, you have to want to start this life of, I can't be thinking negatively every single day because if you don't want it, it's almost like you become an addict. And that's why I think that negative thinking is a serious addiction because so many of us have it, but we don't even realize it's an addiction. We don't even realize that we're addicts. We look at ourselves as these people who, well, we're just trying to solve problems and get through life. And maybe if we have to think negatively, well, I have to put food on the table. Who cares what I'm thinking? I'm just doing what I have to do. But it really ruins the quality of your life and it ruins what you can get out of life. It ruins what situations you can get in life. It's a very serious addiction, negative thinking, and so many of us have it. And we don't even call ourselves addicts. We don't even call ourselves people that have a problem. We don't even look at ourselves that way. We just kind of do it and we go along with it and don't think much of it. I think that negative thinking is so serious because it changes your overall um, it changes your overall magnetism. And what I mean is that it's hard to magnetize things to you if you're sending out a signal that's so negative, because thoughts aren't just thoughts, they also send out a signal because of your feelings. Ultimately, your thoughts change your feelings, and if you're constantly feeling bad from your negative thoughts, it's almost as if you're living your life only getting the worst circumstances, or you're only getting the most kind of low quality circumstances. Maybe your every day is the same for you, or maybe not much new has been happening in your life, and you kind of feel like you want something more. You want life has to be richer, right? You wake up every day feels like it's the same, and you have this subconscious longing for this richness. You want life to be more rich. Like, why can't something new happen? Why can't something else happen in my life? Why does it have to be the same thing every day? And the only way to solve this problem is to realize what your thoughts have actually been this whole time. That's why journaling is a really great way of looking at your mind, because then you discover, okay, this is what's really going on. So I encourage you to write down your thoughts more often. I encourage you to have a notebook somewhere handy so that it's realistic. You don't want to have it lay somewhere and gather dust. And you write something once and you put it away. You want it to be nearby so you can access it. And I want you to try to actually write down your thoughts. As soon as you get on this spiral of worry or this negative thinking, like, write them down and look at them and read them back to yourself. And if you do this every day, what will happen is you can actually raise your awareness, and you won't have to force yourself to have positive thoughts. Your awareness will naturally shift to the positive because you're going to be like, wait a minute, no, I'm not going to go on this spiral of negative thinking again. I've already written this stuff down. It's already on the page. Why do I have to go through it again in my head? It's already on the page. That's the beauty of journaling. So I really encourage you to write down your thoughts and write as much as you can. It's very therapeutic. But ultimately, this goes right back to the law of attraction. You can believe in it, you cannot believe in it, but you already know that if your day starts out negatively, if you start your day with negative thinking, usually your day doesn't go well. You know those days where you wake up sort of in a good mood, like you kind of know, you just have this sense that the day's going to go well, and it usually does. Why do you think that is? Not because of your thoughts, it's because of your emotions. Your thoughts dictate your emotions. So in a sense, your emotions are what bring about your circumstance. So the reason why it spirals like that is because your emotions are actually kind of sending out a signal. So negative thinking are bad in both ways. They're bad because, like, who wants to think negatively? It doesn't even feel good to think negatively in the first place. But also the consequences, you actually bring about worse situations in your life if you constantly think negatively. So even if you don't have anything good to think about, if you can at least feel good, or if you can at least, I would say, artificially get yourself to feel good, your circumstances will help you get on a habit of thinking positively. So I, I look at it in a backwards way. If you don't know what to think about, know what to feel about. Uh, there's always something to feel good about. If nothing's going well, you can at least think about what you have. Okay, like my family's safe. I can feel good about that. You know, you could look at it in a sense of like, okay, I have somewhere to sleep tonight. You could feel good about that and really hone in on that feeling of like, wow, okay, there's people who seriously don't have anywhere to sleep. They don't have family nearby. They're in these circumstances that they would dream. There's some people that would probably, just by having one day of your life, for them that would be a dream come true. So raise your awareness and put your awareness in other people's perspectives. And like I said, don't look for a reason to feel good. Feel good for the sake of it. Just do it. Just try to feel as good as you can. And what's interesting is you will develop this kind of superpower over time, because you will feel good first, get the situation you want after, and then realize that you generating that good feeling is what's bringing it to you. So you're going to kind of train yourself and realize, wow, I don't have to wait for things to get better. I can get better first, and everything else will get better. It really is backwards like that. And the law of attraction, you don't have to necessarily believe in it. You can just practice. You can just experiment for yourself and know it for yourself. I don't want you to just take my word for it and think, okay, I have to follow the law of attraction. I have to think positively. No, I want you to compare. Feel good on purpose one day, feel bad on purpose on another day, and compare your circumstances. Compare what people show up, what situations show up, and know it for yourself. Know that it works for you, not just because I'm telling you. So once you realize that you are addicted to negative thinking, that is the first step in getting rid of it. So I suggest you journal, because at least it's something practical you can do starting today. You can grab a piece of paper, you can grab a pen, no matter where you are usually, and just write. And it will feel kind of like a pain in the ass at first, but you will realize how much you want to do it. You will realize how much you need to do it, because it's almost like a burden thinking so many thoughts at once. It's kind of nice to just put them somewhere. Let the journal have the burden of storing all this negativity, not your head. And this will really clear your head over time. And you will fall in love with it, and you will do it for yourself, not because some person on YouTube is telling you to do it, but over time you will do it for yourself, and you will want to do it. And eventually you will think more positively. Eventually you will realize how powerful it is to feel good, and then the thoughts will come later. Positive thinking, it gets a bad reputation. People get annoyed by these gurus, online gurus that teach them to think positively. It can get annoying, because it's like, come on, it's easier said than done. So I'm giving you something practical. Just start by journaling. And like I said, if you are stuck, Start with your feelings, because your feelings ultimately will bounce back to your thoughts and it'll be harmonious. And one of the best things you can really do is to experiment it for yourself. Make an experiment out of this. You have to learn how to generate good feelings on your own, like right now, what is the best you could really do? If somebody just made you generate good feelings inside of you, you'd be surprised how well you could, how successful you could be at this. You've just never tried because you're kind of used to reacting. Okay, bad, bad, good, good. You're used to reacting. But stop reacting for once. Generate something for once. Generate feelings for once. Learn how to generate emotions for once. It might seem unfamiliar at first, but just like anything else, you get better at it the more you do it. So try this. I really want you to try this. Don't be one of those, don't be like everyone else who's just addicted to their own negative mind. You can be the leader. You can be the leader in this. And other people will follow, and slowly the world will change. I leave you with that.